Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So I'm just going to provide you all with an update in the Jussie Smollett case. I'm going to share with you this article from Black America Web. But before I do that, I just want to let people know that I saw all those negative comments to my last video dealing with ADOS, and I plan to respond to my critics first thing in the morning. I'm going to go through the comment section live here on YouTube, and I'm going to respond to each one of these comments that people made. For the most part, a lot of people were raising a whole bunch of straw man arguments that had absolutely nothing to do with the actual arguments that I made in that particular video. So I look forward to responding to each and every one of my critics tomorrow. And I challenge the people that oppose what I'm saying to debate me live, not tomorrow morning, but we can arrange a time for a live debate on this particular subject. So let me go into this particular article. I'm going to share my screen so that you all can see it. There have been some developments according to these reports that I have seen. So let me share my screen. Just bear with me a second. And I will get to your comments in a second. Okay, so here's an article from Black America Web, and it's entitled "Arrest Made in the Smollett Case, Reports Saying Attack Was Staged." Now, you all know that I did a video raising the question about whether or not this was a staged attack or whether or not it was a hoax. You know, I talked about how it possibly is a hoax, and I raised several questions about that situation. And, you know, some people were like, you know, disappointed that I would raise these questions. You know, they were shocked that I was raising these questions because a lot of people had bought into this narrative. You had a lot of celebrities speaking out and supporting this guy. And right now there are reports that this may be a staged event. Now, of course, you know, the police are double talking. So right now it's not certain, but I'm going to get right into it. It says multiple reports out of Chicago say that the arrests in the Smollett case may have revealed that the actor and two men arrested, Nigerians who were extras on the set of Empire, helped Smollett stage the attack as he feared he was being written out of the show. So they basically said that, you know, there are reports that this guy feared that he was going to be written out of Empire. So he staged this attack in order to generate sympathy and to stay on that particular show. This is one report. You know, this says multiple reports. So we'll see. Eventually the truth is going to come out. But I just want to bring this development to your attention. You know, it says that the Chicago Police Department spokesperson has denied those reports. And then there were some people from Empire saying that he is not being written out of the show and all that kind of stuff to downplay these reports. And then, you know, 20th Century Fox is saying that this is patently ridiculous. You know, and they're talking about like whether or not he was being written out of the show. That's ridiculous. That's what they're saying. And right here, it says, you know, this is a report right here on Twitter. It talks about how the police raided the homes of two persons of interest in the Jussie Smollett case last night. Both men are of Nigerian descent and have appeared as extras on the show. Police took bleach, shoes, electronics, and more. And officers asked the family if they knew Jussie Smollett. And I just want to go over like some of the questions, you know, the questions that I had about this incident. But before I do that, let me just go into this a little bit further. And the police are saying that, you know, according to the press, they're saying that the two men shown in the video are these two men that were arrested. You know, as you all recall, Smollett said that he went out like early in the morning to go to a subway or whatever, and these guys attacked him and used racial slurs and homophobic slurs and proceeded to put a noose around his neck and all this and that, and put bleach on him or some kind of chemical substance on him and said, you know, make America great again country and all this and that, to create this narrative that he was some victim of some hate crime and all that kind of stuff. And you had all these celebrities speak out on his behalf. So we'll see. I'm going to continue to follow this case, and I'm going to tell you why I had questions about this. I'm just going to summarize it. I will post a link in the cards to my prior video, but there's so many questions here. First of all, this man was reluctant to report this crime to the security at his building. If somebody had just tried to lynch me, if somebody had just beaten me and all that kind of stuff and tried to lynch me and had a noose around my neck and put chemicals on me, I would report that crime immediately to the security in my building so that they could help apprehend these suspects, help the police apprehend these suspects. I would have called the police immediately. But apparently, according to these reports, this guy was reluctant to contact the police. Another thing is this. This guy refused to turn over his phone records to the police. It took a long time for him to eventually turn over those phone records. Let me stop sharing my screen for a second. It took a while for him to eventually turn over those phone records. And when he did, they were redacted, heavily redacted, to the point where they said that they were useless to the police. Another thing is this. This guy said this incident happened in this area where all these cameras are. You know, there are cameras everywhere in this area. And none of the cameras captured this incident. None of them, not a one of them captured this incident. So we had an image of the two guys, but we don't have an image of this alleged assault taking place. So that's another thing. You know, and another question is this, man. Who walks around with a noose on their neck and keeps that noose on their neck for 45 minutes after an incident happens? Who does that? Who would do something like that? It doesn't make any kind of sense at all. At all. So those were just some of the questions that I raised, man. And then just like the timing of it. I mean, like, who's waiting around at 2-something in the morning to attack somebody? You know, to attack some random person. You know, they just happen to have a noose and bleach and all that kind of stuff. So here you had this report now saying that these two Nigerians who were extras on the show or whatever are arrested, and they have the bleach and all this other stuff at their house. I knew that something about this story stinks. So I'm going to continue to follow it. You know, right now the police are, you know, trying to act like, you know, they don't have any doubts about this case. But for the longest time, since this whole thing happened, there have been reports about the police questioning whether or not this event actually was a hate crime or whether it was staged. So I will continue to follow these things as more things come up and are developed. As there are new developments in this case, I will talk about them. I will discuss them and update you all. And if things change, you know, again, like I said before, if I'm wrong, then I stand corrected and I will take down these videos. But in the meantime, I will be following this, and I want to thank you all for watching. I want to see if anybody's in the chat. I know it's very late right now, so most people may not be around. And also, I want to remind you that first thing in the morning, it's probably going to be like at maybe 5 or 6 in the morning, I will go through those comments that people left to my last video, basically attacking what I said. You know, so a lot of comments I had to delete because people were disrespectful. You know, I don't mind people disagreeing with me, but I will not tolerate disrespect on my channel. I will take people out, block them, and delete their whole commentary. You know, I extend respect to people that watch my channel, and I expect the same in return, whether you agree with me or not. And one thing that I want to be perfectly clear about, like I've said before, I speak truth to power without fear. You know, even if it's an inconvenient truth, I'm going to speak it. Even if it's unpopular, I'm going to speak it. Even if it means thumbs down, I'm going to speak it. Even if it means a few people decide that they're going to leave my channel and unsubscribe, I'm going to speak the truth. I'm not here to win some popularity contest. I'm not here to just say what people want to hear so that I can get likes and all that kind of stuff. I'm not here to be to win some popularity contest. I'm here to speak the truth as I see it, without any kind of fear at all. You know, if I can speak the truth to the government officials, if I can speak the truth to the police right to their face, then surely I can speak the truth to some YouTube subscribers. You know, and I want to thank the people that have stood by me, you know, whether they agree or disagree. If you only subscribe to people that you agree with 100% of the time, then that's something wrong. You know, there's something wrong with that. You are creating an echo chamber for yourself. You have to challenge your ideas. The only way you know that your ideas are strong if they can bear challenge, if they can go against other people's ideas. So anyway, I don't want to make this too long and drawn out. So again, I just want to remind you that tomorrow morning, probably around 5 or 6, I will be back on here responding to those people that criticize my ADOS video. So let's see what people are saying before I sign out. Let's see. Yeah, so Doug said, I'm late, but I never believed it. You know, he talked about how it's 2 a.m. and it's cold outside, like 19 degrees. Who's outside in that weather with late at night with some bleach? I mean, who's just randomly walking around with bleach? Shout out to Elaine Lloyd. She said, on a side note, I love you in glasses. I got a thing for glasses. That's funny. Yeah, at first I was going to, take this, block the camera and all that kind of stuff and just keep this icon up like I have right now, this avatar. But I was like, people, I like to talk to the people directly. I usually don't like to speak through avatars. Yeah, I mean, that's the report, Pro Woman Jay. That's the report from Black America Web. I will include a link in the description box. Now, they're saying that there are disputes, like they're saying, well, 20th Century Fox disputes the reports. And, they're saying that the official spokesperson for the police department is raising doubts about these reports. But the fact of the matter is there are reports about arrests being made, or reports about these 2 Nigerian guys being arrested, saying that they staged this whole thing to help this guy, Jussie Smollett, remain on the show. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, I have been saying, like, when I first heard this story, I was like, this stuff is ridiculous, man, for all the reasons that I pointed out. And I hopped on here and I told y'all, I said it may be a hoax. Yeah, they arrested 2 black guys, not 2 white guys. Those two guys that were captured in that film, according to these reports, were 2 Nigerians, not 2 white guys, not 2 Make America Great Again guys and all that stuff. 2 black guys that were in on this staged attack. That's according to this report. And if it turns out that this report is wrong, I will correct the record. I'll delete these videos, the 2 videos that I've done on this. But so far, my suspicions are being confirmed. All right, so let's see. Yeah, that story did sound crazy, man. It just didn't add up, man. It didn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, that whole noose thing, as you said, Elaine, I mean, it makes no sense. If somebody tried to lynch me, I'm not going to be walking around 45 minutes later with a damn noose around my neck like it's a necktie or like it's a gold chain or nothing. Somebody said Nigerians are wearing Make America Great Again hats now. Yeah, man, this whole story is crazy. Yeah, so I plan on discussing that more. Like I'm gonna go into the people that wanted to criticize my views on ADOS. So check that out. I will respond to you all. And people that are watching now, if you have points that you want to add to that video, just feel free to go comment over there directly so I can look at your comments and respond to them. And also, I saw some of the comments in the chat room. I watched the video today and I just looked at the chat room and stuff like that. I'm going to respond to some of those comments as well. Oh, Doug said that there was a noose in his music video that was released the same week. Wow, I didn't know that. I'm going to have to look that up. Oh, WTM said my commentary was on point on the ADOS video. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so with that, I'm going to say please, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell so that you'll know right away when I post new content. Peace.